Hey, and welcome. So, have you ever heard a phrase in English like, it's raining cats and dogs, and thought, what on earth is that supposed to mean? Yeah, English can be pretty weird sometimes. But you know what? That's what makes it so much fun.
In this explainer, we're going to dive into the world of English idioms. These are super common phrases that are going to help you understand native speakers way better and help you sound more natural too. So, let's get started. Here's our game plan. It's really simple. First, we'll talk about what an idiom actually is. Then, we'll jump into some really useful idioms for feelings and for challenges. And to wrap it all up, you'll get a chance to practice what you've learned. Sound good?
Okay, let's kick things off with our first section. What exactly is an idiom? Seriously, understanding these is a huge step in feeling more confident when you're speaking English.
So, what is an idiom? It's basically a group of words where the real meaning is totally different from what the words look like they mean. You can't just translate word for word. It has its own special meaning.
This is a perfect example to show you what I mean. If you take the phrase, cut corners, literally, well, you could just take a pair of scissors and cut the corner off a piece of paper, right? But as an idiom, to cut corners means you did something the fastest or cheapest way. And because of that, the quality probably isn't very good. See the difference?
All right, let's move on and see how these work in real conversations. We're going to look at some idioms that help you talk about your feelings. Things you feel every day, just like a native speaker would.
Our first one is under the weather. Let me say that again for you nice and slow so you can really hear it. Under the weather. So, if you say you're feeling under the weather, it just means you're feeling a little bit sick. You know, not terrible, but definitely not 100%. It's a really common and polite way to say you're not feeling well without going into all the details.
For example, you could send a message that says, I won't be able to attend the meeting today. I'm feeling under the weather. Why don't you try saying that last part with me? Let's go. I'm feeling under the weather.
Okay, here's another great one. Blow off steam. Let's say that together. Blow off steam.
This one means to get rid of stress or anger by doing something active. Think about it like an old steam train. It has to let out pressure or steam so it doesn't build up too much. We do the same thing when we go for a run or listen to music to relax.
So you might say, I went for a run to blow off some steam after a stressful day at work. You see how a stressful day leads to wanting to blow off steam? Now you try saying it. Blow off some steam.
You're doing great. Now, let's talk about idioms for when life gets a little tough. These are super useful for talking about school, your job, or pretty much any time things get busy.
Okay, this next one is a little longer, so listen carefully. It's bite off more than you can chew.
This one is perfect for when you feel totally overwhelmed. It means you've agreed to do something that's just too much for you to handle. The image is great, right? It's like trying to take a huge bite of a sandwich that's just too big to fit in your mouth.
So you could say, I bit off more than I could chew by volunteering for 3 projects at once. Let's just practice that key phrase one more time. I bit off more than I could chew.
And our last idiom for this section is burn the midnight oil. Let's say it slowly together. Burn the midnight oil. This one's pretty simple. It just means you're working or studying really, really late into the night. You're staying up way past your bedtime to get something important finished. Here's a perfect example. She's been burning the midnight oil all week to prepare for her final exams. Let's hear that phrase one more time. Burning the midnight oil.
Okay, you've just learned 4 fantastic new idioms. So now it's your turn. Let's do a quick, fun little quiz to see what you remember. And hey, no pressure, this is just for practice. All right, first question. Complete this sentence. To meet the tight deadline for her report, she had to, is it A, blow off steam, or B, burn the midnight oil? I'll give you a second. Got it? The correct answer is B. That's right, she had to work late to finish on time.
And now for question number 2. Starting a new business and going to school full-time might be, is that A, biting off more than you can chew, or B, under the weather? Okay, what do you think? The answer is A, absolutely. That is a ton of work, so it's definitely biting off more than you can chew. You did an amazing job. Seriously, great work. And remember, learning idioms isn't a race. It takes time. The most important thing you can do is just start trying to use them. Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
And that brings us to the end. But I've got one last question for you. What's one new idiom that you're going to try to use this week? Think about it and give it a shot. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy learning.